Hey, YouTube. Good morning. It is Saturday, March 21st at 10:20. And been thinking about random weird stuff, but I saw a video. Yeah, I saw this video. It was about I don't know, they were analyzing Anakin, and then there was this one like AI thing I think that they did with Anakin talking to Leia. That was kind of neat. Anyway, I started thinking about it because somebody said that Anakin was a psychological profile or a psychological study. Yeah, you could say that, I guess. But I mean, in my opinion, as a Star Wars fan, Anakin is the most tragic figure of the whole saga. I mean, of all three trilogies, he's definitely still, in my mind, the most tragic. And I analyzed it. I was analyzing it, like, why was he so tragic? And it all starts because they called him the chosen one. If they had left him there with his mother on that weird planet, he wouldn't have become the massive villain that he became, right? So anyway, I mean, yeah, you could say that about any character. Star Wars has a great slew of characters, but I definitely think that Anakin was the most tragic one. Um, and as far as like Leah having issues about her father and whatever he did, yeah, you could say she had issues with that. But my opinion is that she would have more issues with the whole husband son thing that happened. I mean, that was probably way worse than having to deal with Anakin's mess. It was more personal. And maybe, I was trying to figure out what was Kylo's motivation for killing his father. And not like Luke at all. Luke wanted to redeem Anakin, and Kylo wanted to kill Han. Was it just like Sith initiation stuff, or was it deeper than that? I don't know. It doesn't really show that. But another thing, I was looking at Star Wars as a entertainment, conglomeration or whatever. And yeah, the fans love Star Wars. Fans of Star Wars are always going to be fans of Star Wars. But I mean, there were a lot of spin-off shows that got canceled, like Mandalorian and Boba Fett. And I don't know how Andor or Ahsoka did. I think they were doing pretty good for a while. I was watching them too, and I thought they were pretty entertaining. I didn't really get into the Mandalorian or Boba Fett, and I think that that's why they got canceled, because I probably had the same opinion that we don't really get that interested in the anti-hero. We want, you know, the villain and the hero. Anti-heroes are just not as fascinating. So I think where the real gold was, and they still haven't tried it, was Darth Maul. I mean, the fans, I know as a fan, for me, like when I first saw Darth Maul and Obi and Anakin were kicking his ass in that great fight scene, I mean, I know I was not alone. We wanted more Darth Maul. We wanted to know where'd this guy come from? What is this guy about? Why is he so weird? And we didn't. He was the big mystery, and we never got that. You see, and so while they're doing all these sideshows, Mandalorian, Andor, Ahsoka, and Boba Fett, we're still hungry for the Darth Maul story, and I think that that's where they missed the boat. Um, all right, moving on from Star Wars stuff, I was also thinking about Game of Thrones because in a previous video, I mean, I did a lot of commentary on Game of Thrones characters, and I wanted to say something about. I think I may have missed something when I said that maybe Sansa should not have, killed Littlefinger because he saved her life on several occasions, right? Well, I was trying to say, shouldn't you be loyal to your rescuer? And I still kind of think that maybe you should, but I think I understand why Sansa and Ari decided to kill Littlefinger. I think it has to do with their aunt, uh, Liza Aaron from the Vale. Okay, so that's their family. Robert Aaron, Liza's son, is their cousin, and if you go back to the scene where Lysa dies, Littlefinger threw her out the window or whatever. I'm sorry. It's actually so brutal and savage. It's such a savage, horrible scene because she was freaking out. Lysa was freaking out. She was spazzing out, and she was totally jealous and paranoid that that Littlefinger, who she had married, was going to run off with Sansa. So she got all freaked out, jealous, and starts, screaming at Sansa, saying she's going to throw her out the window. Littlefinger says, "Stop it, stop it, stop it," and then throws Lysa out the window. It's really savage. It's really just an awful scene. But if you go back to the point where I was talking about, well, why did Sansa kill Littlefinger? I think that that's really the point. See, when Lysa was like in pain and trying to express her jealousy, she says, "I loved you, I loved you," and he says, the most savage thing you can say, "Well, I only loved your sister," and he throws her out the window. Then same thing, Sansa does kind of the same thing to him. See, like karma. It's kind of like Sansa. Littlefinger's just looks just like Lysa. "I loved you, I loved you," and then Sansa, you know, says Ari, and Ari kills him. Kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. See, like what goes around comes around. Even though I was just saying, I don't know. I have a thing for rescuers. If someone rescues me, I have a little bit more loyalty to the rescuer. Uh, but I mean, I do understand the way karma is and the way what goes around comes. They couldn't trust him. That's the bottom line. They couldn't trust him. Uh, So, yeah, it still makes me wonder too, whatever happened to Robert Aaron? I mean, did he just like chill out at the Vale and, just or was he really pissed off too about his mother? Was he kind of like a Kylo? I don't know. Weird, man. Weird.